We are going to kick off with this pistol round, and I like this positioning coming in from above the rest right now. Having that CT side player just jiggle around the box with Brainy up close and personal. This could be a nice little counterplay to the rush that Nexus is about to formulate as they charge out on towards this site. Brainy still waiting for the right time to strike. Checks, finds one. Can't quite get the second. The Punisher in the crossfire does do just enough. However, to mow them down and stop them from getting any sort of traction in this round at all. Above the rest, they get pistol. Completely different start from that first map.
Great start from above the rest to start things off. Obviously, they need to get themselves as much as they can in this map because now they are at the back foot here. They're on the back foot for this pick. This was Nexus's pick. The last one was their pick, and they managed to lose it pretty spectacularly against the T side here. So just getting that pistol round is obviously going to be a great start for them on CT side. They just need to roll their way onto a very dominant scoreline and try to see if they can take themselves over a T side few rounds, and then that should be good for them to try to take us over to third map. It needs to be third map or bust for above the rest. Nexus trying to look to close things out here on Mirage. The Eagle's out. Tech9's at a forced buy here. Sleepy's got himself a good angle on where all the T-side players who'll peek out, get the information on not only one, but I think about 3 players up towards that top mid area, as well as that control of the bomb. Doesn't know where it's going from there, though. So there's Cosmine coming in with 1 kill. Finally, actually, Nexus taking that first pick early on. Minute to go. So they will try and work off their aggression. They've sacrificed a lot of HP to get here, though. So not the best in terms of eco round or a pistol force buy. Just going to see to try and find whatever they can. A bomb plant at best. If not, maybe a few rifles at the hands above the rest.
Yeah, they're just pretty much searching for scraps at this point, trying to explore a few craft little options here and there. Still trying to go for a bit of tap-tap with these pistols as well. Bear in mind, BT, if he does hold tight, could get a pick on towards Malenk here. And, you know, you can't underrate the fact that it's not impossible for these pistols, with the Kevlar as well, you know, backing them, to be able to take this round. It's just they've got to play their cards absolutely perfectly, as they currently, right now, have splintered that site just enough to delay that rotate that comes in to allow the Deagle to get that shot. Zello starts strong. Now the lit play coming in from Virtue. Very, very risky as he will get overwhelmed after finding just 1 or 2. And the bomb we drop. The push just coming towards Market, though, which is a bit too much of the balls-to-wall side of play. They get a bomb plant out of it, sure. But a clutch here? Could be unlikely. But then the HP only actually does some support, leading us to a 1v1.
1v1 that will be won by the above the rest player. Sleepy will take them to the last kill. Still doable, though. It was very doable for Cosmine by the end of that one. 6 HP, 3k would have been on the cards. They got himself a lot of damage, at least, and money farmed up for the Nexus side. So we'll see how the money does ban us out for this T side. Not entirely able to buy into rifles, so for these guys, probably just going to be a couple upgraded pistols, Tech9s. Cosmine going to go in with a bit more of an upgrade than that, just the raid boss for his case over on this side. Tech9, Kevlar and helmets on the cards, and SXE gets himself immediately in towards middle, taking down the 1D, and Sleepy is down already. A great start from Nexus into this round. Don't know if they can roll on to actually the actual round victory, but still, damage done is damage done, and above the rest will be fleeting here in a 5-on-4 situation.
Yeah, they're enjoying it, I think, at this point, right? When you have these advantages with these pistols. It's always a positive thing. It's never a negative. They are just going to still try and just run riot almost with these Tech9s. Really gambling for an opportunity that doesn't really present itself just yet. Malenk, playing up towards ramp, would have been able to deal with any sort of push that comes in, especially from Palace right now, which is the one that is being employed. As Zello, unfortunately, does get later rest. Punisher still just going to dance around, and this is looking pretty good right now from the CT side. They're dealing with these pistols bit by bit. Very, very slow, but sometimes, you know, the team is slow and steady, they do win the race. As Virtue finally gets a bit of aggression coming in towards his direction, everyone towards the site, and allows him to mop up house, supported, of course, by Brainy.
3-0 pistol conversions for above the rest so far. A great start for the CT side. AK's up for Nexus, meanwhile, with the economical build-up of the last few rounds. Of course, after that force buy, going to get themselves out a little bit more utility than they're usually used to at this point. Double flash, smoke and grenade on Zello. 5 AKs, of course, will be out for this T side. And they're going to take the mid aggression straight to the face of the above the rest side. And they look a little bit caught off here. 2 players in towards the into the ladder room over on short. They virtually take down a 48 HP, so actually a decent play from Nexus will get themselves the middle control and a bit of map control for their side. And at this point, they can go anywhere. They can go to B, they can go to A, short connector, whichever one they fancy. There is one player in the palace area, so it may end up being a split with one player playing low, or maybe just a low player for the B side, but that doesn't matter because right now BTN's going huge, taking down 2 players right there. Malek comes through and takes him back for a 4-on-3 situation, but Cosby knows exactly where he is, sprays him down, takes him out of the action, and now it's only Brandy, the last man, to try and defend the A site. We'll take down SXC. Dax is also going to spot his information, knows that there's low amounts of HP on him, he has been tagged up pretty hard, and we'll take him down to get the bomb plant over towards default. Sleepy, last man alive, 1 versus 3 situation. Out towards short, and we'll opt not to look for the retake. Just opting to save. M4 in hand, challenging onto Zello. We'll take him out the action, so we'll make the round a bit expensive for Nexus. But they're not going to be sweating it too much because they've finally got themselves the first round on the board, and Sleepy is still not challenging for this retake. It will be 3-1 favor of ATR.
Really is going to keep it flowing, I think is probably the fairest way to describe it right now. It's very important that momentum goes in their favor, especially considering just how brutal things were in that first map. Things start, but you got to start somewhere. Nexus, of course, going to try and sway things back. Getting that first round on the board really is going to be a pertinent point, but no, I still feel momentum favors AboveTheRest right now. If they can come back quickly with the AWP and rifles they've got, a bit of utility, very sparsely spread, but enough to make a play, then we could be seeing the resurgence of this CT side. They're looking for that reset. The first pick looking like it was going to come in through the smoke. Doesn't quite happen though. Sleepy naded on down, and a battle will be taken towards short. Punisher going to lose his life if he faces this. The top doesn't quite connect. Very, very risky stuff, and somehow gets away with his life, but not without a hell of a lot of damage being inflicted. 29 and 41 HP alike. AboveTheRest, losing a lot of value in their lives, gaining absolutely nothing.
You're right about that. Tank damage that Nexus can work off of a little bit later on. And meanwhile, on the other side of the board, not a scratch for this T side so far. The aggression works out so well. Now they've got themselves mid control, now they've got themselves connector control, and they're going to push very quickly on towards this A site here. Malek's going to come on through, try and take the first frag. Does find it, but 2 trades come back from Zello. SXC, they've still got Brandy on side, but he's going to be burning alive. Jax takes him down, 2 versus 4, 2 versus 3. As Punisher gets one to Cosby, but they know where he is, and they tag him with 7 HP. A grenade will shut him down, do some damage to Virtue, and Virtue is very swiftly going to become the only man there to try and make anything work for this CT side. Trades back and forward, flashbangs are out, and he's just not finding anything so far. 1 versus 2, in towards middle, back out towards short, and we'll try not to get himself killed here. Try to save this rifle again. It will be 3-2. Nexus, a good take, a good split, makes it work for the second round on this T side.
Fortunately, that starts to really belittle the idea, the AboveTheRest resurgence, right? It starts to take it and break it down bit by bit, block by block. Go 3 for 2. Pending equalization, which the economy of AboveTheRest isn't going to be pretty at all. They are right now at the bottom of the food chain. Nexus will prey on them in this round. They will eat them alive. These rifles, this AWP, well, they're only hunting one real target. That is the whale of a Virtue. Why is he a whale? Well, he's the only player with a real weapon in this round, to be honest. For this T side, they think if they can remove that, that pretty much just minimizes any sort of a game the CT side can pull through. As long as they don't take really take any crazy losses at all, to be honest, then it's a good round for Nexus, and it is perfect equalization. Not too good, though, as they allow Malek and a Virtue to get 2 kills. That's terrible.
Nexus starting to fall to pieces here, 2 versus 4. Zello has himself a good angle on, well, the CT's in jungle. Actually get himself on towards the A site. He took down 1, and actually not that bad coming in from him, because that opens up the A site entirely, and AboveTheRest think it's going to be a B site here. I'm not sure why they're still focusing on short, to be honest. I'm surprised that they're not really going to try and get themselves back into presence to the A site, because Pick came in, but the leg still went hunting out towards the short area, trying to take down a T player. But it's just not going to happen. It's going to be 3 versus 2. The bomb's going to go down. Fighting for default once again. SXC and Zello with the 2 players to defend for the Nexus lineup. They're hearing a lot of footsteps. SXC, I can hear all the footsteps of the players behind him in Connector. Watching out for backstabs to come on through. Scopes out from Malenka as well. Pushing on out towards the ramp area. Spots him, but SXC takes that kill. Zello got someone more, and there it is. SXC with a double. And 2 kills for both the remaining players. Will bring Nexus up to 3-3 against ATR.
Very, very costly, though. Think about it. The loss right there for Above the Rest was actually nothing. Sure, yeah, they did trade out the M4S, but they could buy one anyway in this round, so that's still not really that apparent. And to be honest, Nexus, it actually hurt them much more. Because the one thing they want right now on this D side is to build up that economy, really strengthen themselves, and strengthen the partnership they've got within the rest of their team. But instead, they're going to have to start thinking about drops and such in these future rounds when the going does get tough. Virtually already just applying that pressure further on towards Zello. This is a close game.
Yeah, a lot closer than the first map, of course. I mean, Above the Rest starting things off great for their own side, and now Nexus will try to see if they can steal the lead away from them before they run away with it too far. First pick does go back, and the trades are back and forth for a 1-for-1, 4 versus 4. AWP is going to be in play. It puts Nexus on a slight advantage, but as I say that, ATR, they get themselves back one more pick up against BTN. Good kill from Sleepy. Leaves him and a Virtue with 1 kill apiece so far for the CT side. And a man advantage for Above the Rest. Bombs on its way in towards the A site, out towards ramp. Jack's still playing lurk with the AWP for his side, and Cosme will be trying to prompt out a rotation over towards this B site, do you think? Hoping for Above the Rest to make a mistake, go aggressive. If not, try and hope for a chance for Above the Rest to rotate back towards B side, but that's not going to happen. Punish is still holding out towards the B side, going back in towards market and trying to go look for a challenge to rotate with the 3 players on the A site. So Bomb's going to go down. Cosme's moving through, spots out Everchi, takes him out of the action immediately, and that's going to prompt out another rotation back from the Punisher player now. It's going to go for aggressive from Cosme and takes him down, and the man advantage swings back to the favour of Nexus. And look at this, the rotations are being called. They're in total disarray on the ATR side as Jax takes down Branny. And now Sleepy is left alone alive in a 1 versus 3 with an M4. The bomb's going to get planted, and Nexus in a very good spot here to take themselves a 4th.
One of the best things about that round that really symbolizes Nexus right now is the fact that Cosme didn't go over aggressive. Aggressive was a very tentative word there, because the minute he realized that it's very, very likely that a player pushes CT, pushes into him, in fact, right through to market, he goes, you know what, let's stop running forward here. Let's not face a very wide angle that I'll probably lose, maybe 50-50 at the time. Instead, I'm going to get myself up on top of these shelf stacks. And wait, I have a headshot angle? That's a battle I win maybe 90-10. Very, very good odds for him, and he makes it work just off the back of that small linkling of decision. Pulls away even more manpower on the site, and sets the wheels in motion for a very strong Nexus stint. Because bear in mind, right now, Above the Rest, now they have no real money to play with, so they're on just these pistols. Nexus will start to gain more and more money as these rounds unfold. Again, they have to make sure they don't lose too much in this round, but the thing about Nexus and what they want to do in this game is they want to stint their rounds together. They want to go for 6-7 in a row.
Well, so far, Nexus working off an Eco Above the Rest. Well, should just be falling into the clutches of this T side very easily here, there, and everywhere. BT and SXC getting those last 2 kills. Sleepy, once again, seems to be the most unlucky player on Above the Rest because he's always left alone in these 1vx clutch situations. In this case, a 1v5 now in towards Apps. AWP is watching the cross. Jax, only a matter of time before he takes that final kill and brings a 5th round to the Nexus side. So far, so good from Nexus to get themselves back into this round. 5 rounds loss bonus coming in for ATR. Steve's going to make some serious damage happen with taking on the AWP. It is traded, so not much the Nexus are going to be sweating. They can buy back in with the profits from 4 players staying alive. So Above the Rest, buying back into this round. AWPs, M4s will be out on the CT side. Nexus take themselves a 2-round lead. Game's still close. Actually, still very, very close. The Nexus could end up running away with this one. And honestly, if we're seeing anything like we saw in that last map, however, I have no surprises to see this go down here now. Going to be 1 minute and 40, early picks or challenging or kills to the favour of the Nexus side, or any single side in this case. SXC just comes on through, and there it is. 3 instant kills for the Nexus side. Above the Rest, fall like dominoes, and now we're in a 2 versus 5 situation. Make that 1, as Everchi can't really win this round here.
More damage to be done, and the strain continues to thicken right now. 3-6. It's going to take a whole lot to really hack through what's going on, as Above the Rest will continue to try and work out their game plan, but again, it doesn't seem to be working too much for them right now. They started off with a few nice rounds. The pistol really helped them. Hey, they even got a clutch in the second as well with that defuse. But right now, 6 in a row for Nexus is exactly what we said they wanted, and they all look for their 7 very, very swiftly, already taking the fight on the short Punisher. It's just an easy pick. BTN as well, straight away punished. It gets better and better. Averchi has to at least find a frag towards this B site here, but even then, brains kick in for Nexus. They have that IQ to realize that, hold on, we don't need to overextend right now. Let's throw some smokes. Let's be tactical here. Don't allow above the rest any comeback mechanic. If a team's already down, instead of allowing them a window back into the game, keep on kicking them.
Minute to go, Nexus. 2 kills already to their favour. Lots of HP on this side. Zello and BTM were the 2 players that took their challenges, and they're just down to 66 and 42 HP respectively. Brandy now looking for some sort of opportunity into this round. Oh no, Zello. Well, it's more of a misplay from BTN there to walk into his own teammates' crossfire, as there will be a 3-on-5 gifted to Malenk, but even then, that's an odds that he can't really win at this point. 7 rounds on the board against AboveTheRest is 3. And Nexus looking more and more likely to take this one over the edge here in this first half. AboveTheRest, I'm surprised they're not using their pauses. Could do with one right now. Could do with a chance to stop and think where they're going to be going wrong. Because right now, Nexus are outclassed and we're back to what we saw in the first map. And now 4 sets of grenades out from the AboveTheRest side, trying to find whatever they can out towards top middle, but BTN is just the only man there. We'll get shut down eventually by a grenade, but once again, what is it with these TKs for the Nexus side? Cosmine taking down Zello. It's a 3 versus 2 situation. Once again, nothing that Nexus is going to be sweating too much because it is an eco, it is very little amount of HP for the ATR. And Sleepy will just be looking for not to save the rifle. It's not going to happen today. 3-8, favour of Nexus.
Gets worse and worse. Really is such a tough one at this point. AboveTheRest, I feel like they need this buy, right? I was trying to think of a way out for them, but yeah, they definitely need a way out right now. And this round, it's got to be it. I don't think there's much of a win condition for them if they drop out of this one. I don't know if you agree, but I just kind of tried to run through the math in my head of the economy and stuff, and it really just leads up to, if Nexus take this, number 3 up, likely to get their 10th as well. It starts to go from being a bit of still you can try and crawl on through to just something impossible to chip away at. A 2v2, all to play for. Sleepy over on towards window, Malenk playing towards the tip of mid. This short player from Sexy could be so important, as they have no idea their short's been taken.
Well, I'm still under control of the CTs, though. AboveTheRest have that much going for them. They're going to get themselves decent angles to hold out Nexus in the event that they do go pushing on towards trying to get this bomb back. One up top mid and one holding out towards the angle on T-Spawn and Apps. This round isn't that undoable for AboveTheRest. Nexus taking this one slowly. SXC getting himself in towards short area. Sleepy spots him out, takes him down. So now suddenly this round becomes very much more undoable now as Cosmine is left alone to quad clutch it. Takes the first onto Sleepy. Still got to do with Malenk up towards top mid. A smoke might give away his position at this point. But I think he realizes that he doesn't really need to defend this one. 30 seconds on the clock. Unless Cosmine goes aggressive and takes the bomb, which is exactly what he's going to be doing here. He's peeking on through. Malenk is expecting the push to come in towards the A site. He's read this one so perfectly. He's almost outplayed Cosmine like a book right here. Good Molotov will keep him at bay for a second. No, it's not. He's just going to go peeking on through. And Cosmine now there to take the kill. He will find it. Yes, he will. Nexus take themselves a 9th round in a 9-3 scoreline.
It continues, and it looks like it's not got any sign of stopping. AboveTheRest are passengers on the Nexus train at this point. No, scrap that. This ain't no train. This is a roller coaster, but it's only going one way up for the Nexus side as they refuse to back down. Consistent rounds, chaining them together, 9 in a row. That right there is really the buzz of this story as they get themselves in towards Connector, looking for that control, and then AboveTheRest starts to pop off though as he gets himself a huge double kill. Is this a winnable round? Looking like it could have been, but then Cosmine straight back with not only one pick, but looks for a second. Malenk, you really got to hit those as Sexy punishes Sleepy. And this round, yet again, turned back on its head.
3 versus 2 situation AboveTheRest. They had themselves the advantage. They had themselves those first few picks, and then it all just fell apart so quickly. With Cosmin and Sexy coming in with 2 nice kills. And now a 3-on-2 situation we're going to see. Punisher's actually got a decent angle on one player. Spots that 1T as well. Getting the information, spraying away, looking for Jax. The AWP player is just looking for his kill in the round. We'll find the flick onto Punisher. 1 versus 2 situation. Averchi, last man alive for Above the Rest here to try and bring themselves a 4th round. AWP in his hands. Might just be best to save it at this point, because there's not really much you can do from this situation. Jax watching out, looking for this last kill of the round. And Averchi, just nothing coming in from him. We'll finally back off and save it. And it will be double digits for Nexus. A very eerie, similar scoreline, a very eerily similar situation that we saw on Train with Nexus taking a huge lead over Above the Rest. They will be up 10-3, a 7-round deficit to the favor of the T side.
So, just to kind of go back to the discussion on win condition, the idea of Above the Rest having a shot at this map. I pretty much locked it down now as Nexus is a win, but do you see any way out? I just kind of want to make sure that we collaborate on this point, because I'm still running the math right now, and it still doesn't lead to anything too pretty. They have to get 10-5 at bare minimum, but looking at the way that Nexus is situated right now, looking at the weaponry that Above the Rest have, sure, on paper, you would think, you know, this could be a winnable round, but Above the Rest have started to really lose all their steam.
Yeah, and you can imagine that it's probably just down to their last map, and so far this map has gone for them, taking advantages and losing them so quickly. And with BTN and Co playing as aggressive as they are right there, 3 picks as they get themselves mid control and short control, and at this point B site control and A site control. They chime on through to a 4-on-1 situation. Sleepy can't do anything from his situation. Absolutely nothing what can be done for him. UMP in his hand, exit frag at best, maybe an AK into the next round, but Above the Rest, forced by into the last round of the half. Bomb goes down on A. He's jumping, looking for whatever he can. And Jax only needs the P250 to shut him out of the action. 11-4 in favor of Nexus. And Above the Rest, you know, I think this may be their match here. I think this may be the point where they've met their maker. 12-3 looks to be likely the scoreline. Mac 7 coming out from Malenk. AWPs from Marses. The CT side has not gone well, and this T side is only going to get more difficult. We may not see much of it because Nexus are absolutely on fire and outclassing Above the Rest by every single margin here.
It's also a point that we said that they've not won a single buy. They've only won a pistol, which gave them the 3 rounds. I think that'd be a fair point, right? So from there, you really do just spell a bit of a casual picture at this point. I've kind of just started to pluck away the idea of taking this match that level of... just giving it that level of seniority almost, because it's not really, is it? It's starting to become a bit of a casual affair. A lot of battles to be taken, but Above the Rest really are just not looking too pretty. Averchi tries to compete here. Malenk actually gets himself a drive-by Mag 7 shot to at least try and interrupt us, and with the bomb in mid, this could be good for them. But then Sexy, towards the tips, he could peek out right now and do so much just from that tip of mid. And yet again, the AWP or short, just that position of short, plays so much into this.
3v2. Above the Rest. 4-11 scoreline will be great for them here, but Next is going to be holding in some sort of challenge here. Sexy gets himself that first kill. Molotov out onto Averchi, but he's holding up the top of the ladder room there. Sprays his way onto Jackson. Jackson's now watching the cross, expecting him to push. Crosses successfully, picks up the bomb. Still got to deal with the 1 player on the CT side, and that's it. Tag damage coming on through. 11-4 to the Nexus favor so far. But the rest getting themselves that much in the 4 rounds that they got in that round, in that half. Very difficult for them. Of course, like you said, the pistol round and the conversions was all I really found in that last round, of course, with the rifle buy-up. Still Nexus's favor. They got the still CT side. It's going to be a very difficult half for Above the Rest. Nexus with the full armor buy-up. Above the Rest also with the same situation. 5 sets of Kevlar, standard pistols, USPs, and Glocks for everyone here on either side. Above the Rest look to hit up the B site very, very quickly here. No utility to enter on through. No way boss either. Good ding. Takes down the first tower as Averchi. Takes down Sexy. Starts things off. Cosmin taking down Averchi now. Back to a 4-on-4 situation. And Zella's got himself a good angle. Takes a very crisp headshot. Looks for his second onto Brownie. Taps his way. Finds the tag damage and finds the head eventually. Looking for a third out towards Bench. Sleepy takes that kill. Cosmin's coming in from short. Meanwhile, it's a 2 versus 1 situation. As Sleepy needs to 4K clutch this one. He'll take himself his 3rd kill. And BTN's on the rotation. Back before apps. 4 Above the Rest to stay in this matchup by at least a decent margin. Sleepy now needs to go and take himself a 4 kill so far. BTN pushing on through, no defuse, get from. He has to tap this bomb pretty quickly, and it'll be Sleepy trying to take a headshot. He misses all the shots, but eventually finds the head for the 4K in this round. 11-5 above the rest, staying in this one by the skin of their very own teeth.
Both pistols to be taken. 5 rounds on the board. Do we argue that the pistol round could potentially give them a workable scoreline here? If they can get the momentum and really, not even momentum, just get traction in this game, then we could see them do something here, but I'm still concerned they slip away from this one. Have a lot to play with here. They are going to be up against the forced upside from Nexus, though, who refuse to back down. Should be a first entry pick coming in from Punisher's UMP. Possibly even a second. Cosmian, of course, going to look for the trade there with the 5-7 as Punisher walks out on towards the B site with his back turned. Very odd decisions there. Clearly been listening to Sleepy a bit too much. He makes very much a play that stems from just being dazed and confused. Does give them the opportunity to trade things back, though, for Nexus. 4-4. Scout over towards CT. Smokes and flashes will come off. It is going to be an A execute. Rotates almost certainly start to come out. Shadow going to be such a strong position here if he can find himself the picks. But a MAC-10 is about to eat him alive. The jump comes in. The flash perfectly timed. It's got to be a retake from Nexus. Guaranteed.
Yeah, 2 versus 4 situation. Pistol conversion should be all right for the moment. It actually takes down BTN, so above the rest have themselves 7-11 looks to be a likely scoreline after these conversions. But, you know, going back to your point that you were mentioning earlier about whether it could be a workable scoreline, I think it could very easily be for above the rest, but they need to find themselves those gun rounds that have been very, very difficult to find in the first half. Nexus trouncing above the rest at every single chance they have when it comes to those buy rounds. So it could really swing either way, I think. I think the Nexus could potentially shut them down in the next round. Above the rest could find themselves at 5 rounds of loss bonus to bring themselves within 2 of Nexus 11. So, like we say, conversion rounds will be on the cards for above the rest. 7th round looking likely as Nexus has themselves just an eco standard flashbang on Cosmine. And USPs all from the Nexus side. They'll stack the A site, but the T side players are going towards B. This should just be an easy mop up, an easy clean up, an easy bomb plant, and an easy round for the above the rest side. 7 rounds should be on their board. Nexus at 11. We'll just get mopped up bit by bit here by the AKs, by the UMPs, and by the MAC-10s as well. 2 kills for Punisher does go down, but Zell is the last man alive in a 1 versus 4. AK in his hand might make the round expensive, might save it into the next round. We'll see as the teams are going hunting. He's not going to be able to find himself another kill in that round. 4 players stay alive. 7-11. Conversion rounds for above the rest. And Nexus will now be up for a buyback.
A buy to tell tales about. Plenty of rifles. Utility is there, but it's pretty much on 1 player. You can include BTN as well, I guess, with the smoke and the flash to make it a second, but it's going to be a tough one for Nexus. The gun skill is something they have. Already a fight in top of mid, and yeah, just hold trigger down, Zello. Apparently you can control the spray of that. Makes it work. Oh, so much stunning. Ramp jacked. A double kill. Finally gets traded on out. Brady is going to find himself just another frag over towards stairs before the smoke does bloom. Playing around that execute. But it's a 3 for 2. The CT side are collapsing, thinning the walls of this site. This retake is coming in so quickly. Things are getting a little bit too hot for them as they back off in towards Shadow, playing around Firebox as well. Having to quickly move, though, and that constant movement allows those players on stairs and jungle to just get themselves frags aplenty. Sexy and Cosmine both size up their opposition and knock them right back down again.
And what did I say? It could have swung either way. It could have been above the rest, setting themselves up for a decent ground here in this round, in this matchup. Or it could be Nexus shutting them down exactly like they did in the first half. 12-7 as Nexus's retake will come up so strong. They get themselves 3 AKs out. They relieve the investment of the next round. And they get themselves more powerful weapons as a result. Above the rest, 5 AKs for their side. Lots of utility. Flashbangs are galore. 4 smokes will be on their side. I'd like to see an execution coming out from these guys because I'll try and block off Nexus's vision. Try to see if you can catch them off guard at least a little bit. Not going to happen so far. They'll spread themselves. 3 players in towards the apps area. 2 out towards A site on Ramp and Palace. And no early picks, no early challenges will come on through so far here. Nexus, 3 players favoring the A site. A split looks to be on the cards for above the rest as they get 3 players in towards the underpass area, going up towards Connector. Maybe 1 player in towards the sniper nest. Might be a decent shout for them. Smokes out But no, all three are going to go in towards the connected area instead. Zello takes that first kill, looks for his second, spots him out. He does peek out through the smoke as Malenko is falling. And now a 3 on 4 on 1, a 5 on 1. Sleepy just getting shut down. Nexus clean the whole damn thing up. Zello with a 4K in that round, and 13-7 will be to the Nexus advantage.
13-7 now. Things are getting rougher and rougher by the minute. Above the rest get just messed on around. Now their economy really is in a very stricken state. Pistols gonna have to come into play. Some Deagles, some P250s, you name it, they've got it. As they are going to try and make it work in this very much belittling buy. From Tech 9 as well, of course, on Sleepy. Gotta have every one of the pistols. But even then, playing mid like this, that's some range that I just don't want to see. They can't find the headshot angle in towards window. A flash is going to come out from Cosmo, and he is ready for some sweet, sweet aimbots right now, as he just lets rip with his rifle and farms up the kills. Nexus, they do love the easy ones.
An easier one it will be. Easy shots, easy kills, of course, coming on through against the ATR lineup. And this could potentially be their last buyback here in this round, in this match here. 14-7. Nexus at a nice advantage. They rip their way straight through all of the above the rest side. They just find themselves nothing again. Back to the same thing we saw in the first map and during the first half of this map here. Sexy gonna go aggressive. Smokes out from middle. Cosby's gonna see all of it coming. We'll get some utility out to try and do some serious damage. And Virtue's down to 33 HP. Brownie's been tagged up by the grenade to just 89. And now they will look to head the way in towards middle control for the above the rest side. Cosby's gonna get that first pick onto Sleepy. 2 players holding. Oh wow, a little bit of miscommunication from that CT side, doing some damage to their own side, but still Zello's gonna go aggressive and take himself 2 nice kills. Malenik and Brownie, last 2 alive for the ATR side. Nexus seems to have cleaned this one up so efficiently as they take themselves match point here in our best of 3 series. They are looking stronger than ever.
I love how they can shoot each other in connector and then spindle back around and still get a double kill. Like, who else gets away with that? That's quite a confident thing to get away with, it has to be said. Nexus, they took map 1 16-7 with a 13-2 half. That really says the story of how that first map went. The second one is looking like it is going to be 16-7 with BTN just yet again before the surgical operation down mid to delete Punisher from existence. As Sleepy, sure, does eventually penalise at least one play here and there. Virtue, just another, but the going gets tough right now. Nexus, they get better and better. Connector, gonna be pushed. BTN, he's gonna hold this one down. Back turned means that BTN gets the simple frag on towards Malenk. Cosmin takes down Sleepy, and this one is seriously just looking like it's all gonna be over now. The bottom has to push. Trying to gain any sort of presence out towards A. The slower they are, the easier it becomes for this CT side, as they do feel like they have to molly off connector, which will prompt the quick aggression to come out from the bomb, but then there's a 1v1 pick that's completely given up. Nexus, they should be able to win that one. There you have it, just as expected. Nexus, they will win this one 16-7. Both series of the Adria Masters today have concluded. Folks, for the final time, we are going to say goodbye, send you to the analyst desk.